This is Solo P1. This is Solo P1. This is the F1 2023 Australian Grand Prix race day. This is a live, well, it's not a live reaction because obviously I'm from the UK. Told you yesterday in my video, I'm not going to be waking up early hours of the morning to watch this. I need my beauty sleep. And I was going to watch it when I watched it. It was a good race. It was a good race. There was a few questionable decisions, very questionable, especially Carlos Sainz getting that penalty at the end, which he clearly didn't deserve. I know they went to the stewards, but nothing happened with the stewards, and the way the way the race ended on the safety car, the way Abu Dhabi should have ended on the safety car. I'm talking about Abu Dhabi 2021. That's the way Abu Dhabi 2021 should have finished under a safety car. But it is what it is. People know the truth. I was watching the press conference today, and who was the one who was saying it should have ended up on a safety car? Who was shouting to heavens? What driver? Just guess what driver was shouting to heavens and said it should have ended up on a safety car? Guess who? Yes, Max Verstappen. And I saw Lewis's face in that press conference. I saw the way he looked at Max Verstappen after he said that, like to say, yeah, now you know. That's how our race in Abu Dhabi should have ended. The race where they screwed Lewis. And it's clearly, you can clearly see now, that was it. That was their intention, to make sure Lewis didn't win that 8th world title. And also they wanted that cinematic finish for the Netflix, because that's what it's come down to now. The racing aspects of it's gone now. It's not about racing. It's about the lights and glitz and glamour. It's about looking good for Netflix, for the Drive to Survive. That's all it was for. And I think this is what this safety car thing was for as well. The safety car at the end was the appropriate way how to finish that race today. Because at the end, the race was a debacle. Just like it was a debacle in Abu Dhabi 2021. I'm just saying. Now, tonight we are joined with my co-host, my Cody, my partner in crime, Toto Hammer. Toto Hammer. There you go. There you go. It's Toto Hammer.
Yeah.
How you doing, bro?
Yeah, I'm
doing,
doing
bro?
good.
I'm tired.
The race is weird. The race is good.
Listen, I'm going to be mumbling all evening. I'm going to be mumbling through this video because I'm tired. And the reason why I'm tired as well, I stayed up. I watched a bit of WrestleMania yesterday. And I went to bed very late. And I was not going to watch that Grand Prix first thing in the morning. I was out. Then I had to get up early again. I had to go and do some errands. And now I'm back. So enough of me now with me mumbling. I'm going to talk about Toto. How's it going, Toto? How was your day? How did you find the race?
Race is really good. My day, I've just been playing lots of F1 2022 on rank mode. And you know how it is about F1. I've just been playing lots of it just to get back in the mood again.
Yeah, I think I watched you a few times today. I know you're going to be doing some stuff on your channel as well. You're going to be doing some. Also, obviously you're going to be talking about F1. You're going to be talking about football, Liverpool. But I heard that you're going to open a new section on your channel. You're going to start doing little race stuff for your channel. Is that true?
Yeah, like shorts and all stuff like that.
Yeah, that's cool, man. Get your channel going. Just get that content going. That's what people like, man. When you're consistent doing your content, that's what it's all about. Long as you enjoy it, you might get 10 followers, you might get 100 followers, but long as you like doing it. So, what do you think of the race?
The race all round was a really good.
That's why I'm having a coffee, because I knew. Go on.
And the first corner was good, and also the final part of the race after the safety car restart was about 6-7 cars went out. We lost 6 cars. and then it ended on the safety car.
Yeah.
And that was just pure carnage, man. The race was all around good. And
Yeah, it was a good
the
race.
drive, yeah. And the drive from Science today was outstanding. Science was cutting through the pack like nothing.
Yeah, he was, wasn't he? He was on a mission today, Science. Especially after his teammates. His teammate went out early, which I'm going to get through now. So I'm going to get through the race. I've got a few notes here. I don't really do notes. I'm just going to go through how it started. It was lights out of the way we go. George Russell. That was an amazing overtake by George Russell at the beginning of the race. That was just world-class driving. The way he just passed Max Verstappen today at the beginning. And that took listen, people are saying that Max Verstappen wasn't really bothered about it. He was bothered about it. When you're on pole and then you watch the guy behind you just take you like that on that first corner, because the Australian Grand Prix is not really long, is it, Toto? You know, at the beginning, you know, the start, it's not really long.
Yeah,
it's not like
not long.
So George Russell had to be inch perfect for that overtake, and he done it today, and which I was going crazy. I was watching, I thought, that's what I'm talking about, Mercedes, man. At one time, I thought Mercedes was gonna only for a split second until reality kicked in. I thought that Mercedes was gonna win this, and but he never. Nothing happened. So Lewis, I'm not. This is not gonna like. This is just a live reaction. This is a first reaction of this podcast. Tomorrow we're gonna be doing a debrief. We're gonna go into more detail about that tomorrow. That's gonna be debrief episode 3. We're just skimming through this.
Because I got a lot of stuff to talk about, radios and all that, but I want to say that for the debrief.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying to people that's watching it. This is just a live reaction, our first reaction of the race. So we're just going through it quick. Yeah, great overtake by George Russell. Absolutely amazing in turn 1. Lewis, that overtake by Lewis, man, I was thinking that is Lewis Hamilton at his best. Alonso, he was getting pressure from Alonso from the back. He was getting pressure from Alonso from the back. And then he took Max that was going wheel to wheel, fair, gave him enough space, didn't push him off the track. They didn't hit each other, and he passed Max Verstappen. That was true world-class driving, and that was amazing. But I was thinking if Max Verstappen weren't in the championship winning car and he was trying to get points, maybe Max Verstappen would have hit him, because Max knows he's got the fastest car. So basically, look, he's going to try and hold up Lewis. If that doesn't happen, he'll get him down the road because he knows he's got the fastest car, especially on a DRS, which we're going to go through it tomorrow. Charles Leclerc out straight away. Going onto the gravel. Charles Leclerc out the race, getting frustrated with that Ferrari again. You know, Charles Leclerc, man. I can't see Charles Leclerc staying up Ferrari much longer. Give him a couple more years.
You can see Leclerc after last season. He's not the way he is, and he's not like happy anymore. You can tell he's not happy at the team. And look, he's just driving for pleasure now. You know he's not going to get anywhere Ferrari, so he's going to see out his contract, see what team wants him. Then probably Mercedes.
Maybe. That's probably the obvious choice.
Mercedes, the obvious choice, and look, he needs to look for another team because he knows he's not going to get anywhere Ferrari, and he's not happy there.
You know, you could tell when he walked off, his body language, like he's just past caring. He knows Ferrari not going to get nowhere. He knows Ferrari's not going to win nothing. The next person to win the title after Red Bull will be Mercedes. So lap 3, the safety car came out, and then lap 3 resumed. Lap 6, Russell was moaning on the radio. Well, I weren't really moaning. He was just kind of like complaining on the radio, saying, look, I'm being attacked by my teammate, because he was on the medium. I think he was on the medium tyres. Hamilton was on him like nothing. He was right behind him, pushing Russell. And then obviously because he was pushing Russell, Russell was complaining about his tyres because he has to speed up as well, and he didn't want to wear his tyres out. That was Russell's strategy. Yeah.
And he was complaining about his race engineer, saying that you're telling me to manage, and then Hamilton's attacking me. So he just carried on to push after that.
Well, it's every man for the South now, isn't it? That's what it is.
Yeah.
Anyway, lap 7, Albon spun out on that corner. I think it was I don't know what turn it was. Turn 8, maybe turn 9, I don't know. But he spun out Albon, and that brought out another safety car. But just before that safety car come out, Russell pitted. So Russell pitted on that safety car, and under the safety car, which could at the time was very clever, because he came in, he had the new fresh boots on. Lewis stayed out, Max stayed out, and everything was all smooth. And all of a sudden, not long after, the red flag came in, a little bit like in Jeddah 2021, when Hamilton and Bottas was leading the race. They came in, and not long after, they brought out the red flag, and that was Max Verstappen advantage. Same thing happened today. Russell was a bit gutted, but Russell still had time to make up. That's when they brought out the red flag. Max was moaning on the radio saying that Lewis didn't give him a car's length. This was by lap 9. He was still moaning. Whinger, Verstappen. He was moaning on the radio saying he didn't give enough space. Button said Hamilton gave enough space. Everybody said that he gave him enough space, but Max Verstappen, being the big baby he is, still complaining. Max Verstappen has got the fastest car on the grid by far, and he's still complaining because he said that Lewis didn't give him a car's width. He did. That's why he didn't even go to the stewards. They didn't even review it. There was no review. They just didn't acknowledge it because they knew. So Max was moaning on the radio. So had a standing start after the safety car. So he had Lewis in front at the beginning, and Max Verstappen second, and Alonso in third. And at the beginning, Lewis had a brilliant start. Max was chasing him, but Lewis had a brilliant start into turn 1, and it was Lewis for a couple of laps. And then when it got to lap 12, Max passed Lewis on the DRS, very easy on the DRS zone on lap 12. And within 10 seconds of passing Lewis Hamilton, guess what? He was 2 seconds in front, nearly 3 seconds in front after 10 seconds of passing Lewis Hamilton. That shows you how fast that DRS zone, and that shows you how fast that Red Bull car is out in on its own in the air. When they're right in front, that's it. It excels even more. So, going through quick again. Lap 18, Russell had an engine blowout. So, Russell's race going from bad to worse. He had a blowout. That was lap 18. Didn't really bring out the safety car not that long because he parked it not far from the pits. And then that was it really for the race.
Weird?
Huh?
You know what was weird about Russell? When he had that blowout, power unit, combustion engine, whatever. We don't should be talking about this in debrief, but when the engine went out, or power unit, the car still sound fine. Yeah. It still sound fine.
Yeah, it did.
That was just weird in my book. That was just weird. The car still sound fine after the blowout.
It did. So what do you think? So what did you think? You know, when Russell had the blowout, what did you think?
Look, when the fire went out and everything, I thought the fire was going to get bigger because you know what it's like when a car catches on fire. You know the fire's going to get bigger, but you know the marshals got in there in time, blow out the fire, and actually did the job. And there was some parts of the race. There was I think it was safety car in the beginning of the race. There was one little debris or tire on the track. There's no F1 car near, so why didn't the marshals just kick off the tire and restart the race? That's what I don't understand about that.
You're talking about cars and everything. You're talking about was that Magnussen's tire? Was it?
Magnussen,
Magnussen. Whose tire was that again? I forgot whose tire. Was it Albon's? Maybe, I don't know.
Nah, it was Magnussen.
Yeah, that's it.
He went to the back and he lost his tire.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, they should have. I agree, Toto. What they should have done is come out. There was actually 2 marshals there. There was one waving the flag and another one was just standing there. That guy was just standing there. Could have radioed the back or whatever, the steward, and said, look, we're going to come take the tire. The tire was right there. They could have went into there, picked the tire up and walk off, done. Would have been over. I know. Yeah. And I do not agree when they brought out the red flag. Well, you know what? Compromised Russell's position. I don't agree with because of the gravel. The gravel. There was gravel on the floor, so they're going to red flag it. Why couldn't they just keep the safety car out and sweep it up? But we're going to get through it. We're going to go through that tomorrow on the debrief more. So, lap 48. We're going to lap 48 now. Max went on, he was just cruising from there. He was just basically, no one was going to catch him. He was in the supercar. Max went onto the grass. He had a little blip onto the grass at lap 48. He lost a couple of seconds, but he made it back up straight away within a minute. Lap 52, Lando and Nico was having a good little wrestling match between each other. Lando actually had a decent race today. He wasn't really happy in qualifying. I know he wasn't happy with his car in qualifying, but today, towards the end, he came good. Lando Norris, he finally passed Nico Hülkenberg. That was at lap 52. Lap 53, Magnussen lost his rear tyre. Like we were just talking about, his rear suspension tyre. And that's what we was just talking about the safety car coming out. And you said someone should have picked the tyre up and just took it off. We were just actually talking about that. That was on lap 53, Magnussen. Lap 57, Max gets a good start after the safety car again. This time, Lewis didn't pass him because Lewis was in second place. This was Lewis' chance to probably get the win. If Lewis would have got a good start at lap 57 and the restart after the safety car, Lewis would have won the race. But Max quickly got off the line, covered him off on the right-hand side, and that was no way for Lewis to pass him. So by then, Lewis was going to get second anyway. And at the end, Perez late brakes after the safety car onto the grass, spins Alonso. Stroll went onto the gravel. It was a big debacle. The two Alpines crashed into each other, and that was the end of their race. And Logan Sargent was also out as well. So what they did, when the race actually finished, I think Sainz was third, but because they never went through the first sector, after the safety car, all the positions before the safety car, when it was on the rolling start, the static start, that's how it finished. So it finished with Max Verstappen, Lewis Hamilton, and Alonso, and that's how the race finished. And in the end, basically, they finished on the safety car at the end, and that's the way Abu Dhabi should have finished. And that was the race in a nutshell. But tomorrow, we're going to go through it in more detail. I want to see, what do you think, Toto? I'm just asking Toto. I forgot on. What do you think, Toto?
What do I think about the race or the debrief?
What do you think of the decision about Sainz getting the penalty?
Sainz, to me, did nothing wrong. I didn't really catch the penalty, but when I heard about it, I don't.
Yeah, but what do you think? Did you know what happened?
No, not really, because after the race,
No, it happened. This was during the race. It was after. It was the last lap, after the safety car. After the safety car, basically come out, and when I had the Sainz was around on the side, and I think he crashed into Alonso. I think one of them, he was accident.
Oh, I remember.
Basically, it weren't his fault. He shouldn't have got the penalty for it. He shouldn't have got the penalty for it. There was nowhere for him to go. So basically, he got penalty for it. So he went from fifth place. He went from fifth place to to 15th, and he never done anything. And I think they tried to appeal it at the end.
When he was all packed up with the cars, if he would have turned a different way, he would have crashed into someone. So I don't understand why he got that. Like you said, there was nowhere for him to go.
Yeah.
And I don't understand why he got the penalty.
That's what I'm saying. He appealed it, but obviously they're not going to listen to him, are they?
No.
That's what I'm saying. So what you think then? What do you think of the whole thing?
Yeah, the penalty. I don't think it deserved 4 sides.
Yeah, but what do you think of the whole race? What do you think of Hamilton getting second? That's what I'm asking you.
Hamilton. Oh yeah, what I was asking. Hamilton drove an outstanding race. The first corner, he didn't hold back from Verstappen was challenging him, and Hamilton done him a treat, man. Never held back, kept his line, and it got through. And Hamilton, you can see that Mercedes car is getting quicker now.
Yeah.
Last race they weren't out there, but you qualifying, you knew that car has some space, that pace. And look, after Baku, when Red Bull stopped developing, then we'll see who's going to come out on top. That's what's going to be interesting.
That will be interesting actually, because I know they got a good car now, and I think he was talking about that. Alonso, he said at the end, he was getting interviewed at the end, and he said that at the beginning of the season, we never thought we was going to get a podium at all. He never thought we'd get a podium. He thought that maybe we'd be 5th or 6th, but even just we've got 3 podiums, because basically was saying that would do them, because he knows when they get back to Europe, and you know that Mercedes is going to be developing very heavy development. Yeah. They got more wind tunnel time than them, and they're going to be on it when they get back to Europe, because they're not really developing now. and he reckons that Ferrari will probably pick up a little bit as well, and he thinks he'll think that we'll still learn, but he thinks that Aston Martin will start dropping back a bit. So that's what Alonso said when he was getting interviewed, and I tend to agree with him. I don't think Mercedes, obviously they're not going to win the title. They're not going to win the driver's title. The car's not fast enough. But maybe they can have a stab at have a go at the constructors. Maybe.
I know.
Maybe.
If they can keep finishing second, third, fourth,
Depends on Perez.
In that top 4, top 5, they can get the points.
Depends on Perez.
Yeah.
It all depends on Perez, because Max is going to finish up there because they're going to put everything behind Max. But it depends on Perez, where Perez finishes in the race. If Russell and Lewis can stay close, 2-3, 2-3, and hopefully one of them, maybe the Red Bull, get a DNF here and there. And, it might be interesting for the constructors. But today, Russell getting that DNF. Well, I know we're going to go through it on the debrief tomorrow. I know we're going to go through it in detail tomorrow. Why we reckon it went. It was a power unit. And it's very rare for Mercedes to have a power unit issue. But we will see. That didn't help them with the constructors. But we'll see. So that is the end of the live. So anything more to say, Toto? Because I've been talking a lot today.
There's one thing at the start of the race about you know when lap 2 the safety car came out.
Yeah,
I don't understand why people were pitted straight away. That's what I don't understand. Hamilton stayed out, Max stayed out. I think Russell went in, and I just don't understand why people going in so early at lap 2. Lap 2, I don't know why people going in so early.
You're right. I don't know. I think Russell.
That's what
but I think it was a good strategy for Russell going in early because he was the leading car. But I still think, you're right that he came in a bit too early. I think Hamilton done the best. Yeah. I think he was panicking because, like I said, remember he said on the radio, he said to his engineer that Hamilton was attacking him. He was attacking him, wasn't he? Remember at the beginning?
Yeah.
He was so basically he was using up his tires. So when that safety car come out, that was it. You know what George is like when a safety car comes out? He's straight in the pits anyway. So
yeah.
So that's it then. I'm gonna be off then. This is Solo P1 signing out. That's it, man. We had a busy week this week. I've had some I've done a flaming tarmac. I've done some football watch-alongs. We've done a football live reaction. We've done so much.
I think tomorrow.
Yeah, and tomorrow
is the debrief, and then I think we've got a football prediction. I think.
There you go. So we've got 2 more videos coming tomorrow. We've got debrief, episode 3. We're going to be talking about the in depth of why we think what happened in the race and the tire degradation, and more about the strategy and more about if Lewis should have pitted or if he shouldn't have pitted. We're going to go into all detail about that tomorrow in the debrief. And we're also going to do a football prediction because Chelsea's going to be playing Liverpool on Tuesday. And I think it's in the evening. So we're going to be doing a watch along with that as well. So we've still got some content coming up. Go check out Toto's channel. When we do the debrief, the debrief's going to be on Toto's channel as well because that's both of our thing, the debrief. So that'll be on Toto Hammer's channel. His channel. The link's in the description below. All my stuff, hit that QR code in the middle of the screen. That opens up a portal where you'll see all my podcasts on Spotify, iTunes, whatever you want there. Anywhere where you have your podcast, Solo P1 podcast is on there. Just look for that logo in the middle. So that's the end of the live reaction, man. Solo P1. This is Solo P1 signing out. Another Grand Prix, man. We're gonna wait 4 weeks. 4 weeks. 4 weeks we've got to wait.
It's going to be weird not having F1. I know we've got football and all that, but I know.
4 weeks. And they knew this was going to happen. That Chinese Grand Prix got cancelled months and months ago, and they could have filled that gap in, but they chose not to because the Formula One guys need their rest. Anyway, this is Solo P1 signing out. See you later, Toto. You want to get the last word?
Bye.